Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. I know it's an extra video on the weekend. Look at that. Holy crap. So, Andy Markham, Action Andy. I want to make sure I use this proper naming. Um, Complains that I talk about him too much. I talk about him a lot. He complains about this to my friends who he's trying to turn against me. So uh, I don't talk about Andy. I talk about Andy when Andy takes my name and it goes into his mouth and it comes out with him talking more bullshit. And that's why I talk about Andy. So now this Andy Markham, it says admin, so I assume this came from Andy's OSR group. Now, it's kind of like one of these walled gardens where if you're on a certain list, you're not one of the cool kids. You're not allowed in. So, but I want to show what Andy says and why he says it, and I'm gonna just answer it a bit. No script, never is. Someone as educated as Gillespie knows exactly what he's saying here. By the way, Greg had a response to Game Hall Con having a person of color luncheon, which it cost I think $1,500 to sponsor. I wasn't going to talk about it. I didn't think there was a story there, but okay. But Andy wants to make it a story. It's only Greg, I guess. So, someone as educated as Gillespie knows exactly what he's saying here. He skips right past dog whistle and proceeds directly to crying reverse racism. Okay? So then we get to the third paragraph. This is the behavior that Tenkar, well, what the hell I am doing in this narrative? This this posting, I have no clue. I have not voiced an opinion on this publicly. I have certainly not communicated with Andy. I happen to know the two players personally, Greg Gillespie and Alex Kammer. Um, but I'm not involved in this. So why is my name coming into it? Well, we'll parse that out. This is the behavior that Tenkar and others, so everybody else doesn't count. I count. Thank you, Andy. Nice to know the importance I have in your head and the rent I get for free. Uh, and others choose to platform, and these same people are our representatives to outsiders, newcomers who aren't already part of the OSR scene. So apparently, I am a leader, at least the only one named here. So maybe I'm the leader of the OSR scene. Well, thank you, Andy. You give me way too much influence and respect, but I appreciate the respect. Thank you. But that's not really what his intent here is. His intent is to disrespect. Okay, those chosen to not do politics, that would be me, right? I avoid politics. Do I always avoid it perfectly? Probably not. I am merely human. Are in fact literally encouraging this behavior, whether they know it or not. So I'm literally encouraging the behavior that Andy is talking about, which I guess is what Greg talking about. Well, I don't think Greg calls it a dog whistle. But in any case, I want to point something out to the community. Andy already knows this. So Andy has a blind spot. So we're not going to worry about Andy. But to the community, yes, he's going to mention names here. Soon it's going to be the pundit. I don't really know the pundit. A few times we've interacted, we've kind of gone cross. And he's never been a guest on the live. Um, Tenkar, well, obviously I have this channel, so but here's who I'm being grouped in with. Gillespie, okay, Greg's a friend of mine, and Macris, Alex is a friend of mine. Alt right OSR, which is why I'm outspoken on this stuff. Let them market to the bigots, but don't let them lump others into their lies. Up with Alex Cameron, up with Gamehole. All right. So Alex has been on the live, actually recently on the live, with his latest Kickstarter. I was talking crit with Bad Mike and myself, and I've communicated with Alex a number of times. He's been a guest a number of times. Game Hall is probably the best run convention in the old school gaming circuit. Well, it isn't all old school. It's probably a lot of 5e, but it's really, really well run. Just had maybe to get there the last couple of years because you got to pick and choose. And North Texas is always going to be the number one con for me. And so we should get to what I guess what the issue here is. Greg Gillespie, there is nothing like outright racism to make the RPG industry more inclusive. This is shameful and disgusting. It has no place in gaming, so Gamehall and Alex Kammer will take your money for the dinner, but don't try to get in if you have the wrong skin color. And then we have the person of color industry member dinner. I'll read the description. From the very first moment that Gamehall Con became a thing, we have tried to make our show open, inclusive, and welcoming to all gamers. Certainly has been the years I've been there. This year, Gamehall Con is excited to host a dinner for new and veteran POC in the tabletop industry. The dinner is an opportunity to meet and mingle with other amazing people of color, connect with collaborators, find mentorship, and grow our diverse industry. Okay. I think there should also, just a side note, there should be a dinner, but maybe people get these dinners, they organize it themselves. A bunch of publishers get together, creatives, and they sit down for an impromptu meal, or maybe they schedule a meal amongst themselves. Conventions are a great way to make connections. They're a great way to get handshake deals done, to get there's nothing that helps as much to get an in this industry than get a face to a name. And if you can do that with a handshake, even going to a publisher's booth, it makes a difference. So that would certainly be helpful for persons of color. Sponsorship helps cover the cost of the dinner and provide a dedicated event for PSO creators to connect and support one another. The sponsor is invited. Well, if I was paying $1,500, I'd hope to be invited and encouraged to send a POC representative to attend the dinner if they choose, and of course will be acknowledged as the sponsor of this new event, both on our site and the event itself including on all signs associated with the event. This almost makes it seem like the assumption is the sponsor is going to be not a person of color. I don't know. That's my question. And what are the qualifications to attend this? Do you have to be published? I don't know. If you're part of the creatives, I guess maybe that would be it. I don't know. But I didn't see this as a story. And it was nothing that I was going to cover until Mr. Obsessive, who conveniently lies about me because, Tenkar only has alt-right guests on. No, Tenkar has guests from across the political spectrum and people who you wouldn't know what the politics are. And the requirement is when you're on the live stream, we don't talk politics with our guests. So, I guess this screed, I guess we can call it a screed, right? Isn't really directed at Gillespie. This is directed at me. Now, I would like to know, and maybe Andy can tell me, Andy, what do you do for the community? What do you do for the community? I mean, I organize OSR Christmas. I put my money where my mouth is. I hope on the GoFundMe's for members of our community. And again, it's a community. I call it that. Who are sick or have financial issues and death in the family and all this stuff. I try to help. All I hear from Andy is whine, whine, whine. So, Andy, if you start doing positive stuff, and it's not a challenge, I'm not saying you got to do it, Andy, but I'm saying maybe if you put the energies that you have and trying to constantly attack me and tell my friends that they need to convince me to bend the knee, maybe if you put those energies into doing something positive, you would have the I don't know, following, the influence, the I don't know what the word he's looking for. The the ability to achieve your goals. You'll get there not by tearing other people down, but by building people up. So why don't you stop attacking me? Again, I had nothing to do with any of this. I had nothing to do with any of this except for the fact that, oh yeah, we had Greg in the live stream and we've had Alex in our live stream, both pretty recently. So those are the two players here, right? Those are the two people about this, and I get thrown in because, oh, if I can say something negative about Tenkar, and you don't have to make it up, I will. So Andy, have you reached out to any of these players? Did you talk to Alex? If you need his contact info, I can get it for you. All right. Leave me out of your shit, Andy. That's all this is. You don't want me to talk about you? Leave me out of the shit. That's all you got to do. It ain't hard. It's just hard for you. All right, folks. On that note, God help us. Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll the dice, roll them well. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Fun times. And Christmas Day. OSR Christmas on the blog site, tenkarstavern.com. We are going to have some great donated gifts from members and companies within the OSR community that will be going out. OSR Christmas strikes a high note on Christmas Day. So I hope to see you all there, and I hope to see you all on this side again tomorrow with whatever video goes up. Really do appreciate everything. Thank you, folks.